Okay, I grew up in Germany and I was educated in Germany, and my first career was as a scientist in physics, and then later I became interested in inner work and personal transformation. And I went to some workshops and learned meditation techniques, and what was the most interesting for me was the active meditations which are created by Osho. And after a few years following this in Germany, I went to India and I studied there for about 15 years in the same field with meditation and inner work. And in Pune I also came in contact with healing techniques, and one of them is family constellation. Okay, family constellation, we can say, belongs to a bigger group of psychotherapy, and we like to call this bigger group trauma healing. Family constellation is more concerned with the trauma in the context of a family, or with the collective trauma connected also with a whole family system. And family constellation works through images with deeper layers of our unconscious. And sometimes we also have clients where the trauma is more individual, more based on their individual experience in their own life. And most individual trauma is related to the early childhood. So sometimes we also use trauma healing techniques which are more body related or breathing related. And to talk about the benefits of family constellation, we can say that the people who come to us, they mostly have some hidden resentment, or they have a complaint about their life or the people who are around them. And so the healing work in the family constellation sessions, the people get a new perspective of what happens to them and their family members. And when we begin to understand the hidden dynamics in family relations, then what was resentment and complaint before is more replaced through understanding and a more loving communication in the family. So we have been doing this work together with Minaesa already since many years, and usually we do it on a weekend for Saturday, Sunday for 2 days. And that is also a very good format because people need some time to get into it, and if it is only 1 day, the work cannot go so deep. And sometimes also Minaesa puts some articles into their magazine about the family constellation, and that is very helpful as a preparation for the people who come to the workshop. Since family constellation is originated in Germany, there's not that much material available in the Korean language. So we also have translated a few books and made subtitles for a few DVDs from Hellinger's work, and we feel that that supports the work and we do in the workshops. We have kind of created an institute for our work in Korea. The name is Osho Institute for Inner Healing and Consciousness. And in this institute, there is one part which are healing techniques, and one is family constellation, and another is body and breathing related trauma healing techniques. And then there's a different side which is more consciousness related, and we are practicing the Gurdjieff movements, which help us to develop more consciousness about ourselves and our body and our mind. And there are two things which we think are very important for this kind of work. One is that whatever we can achieve through healing work, it needs to be integrated, and only meditation techniques can do that, to bring it to a deeper level in our consciousness, so it stays with us. It's not something which is just achieved and then after a few weeks it gets lost again. And the other thing we emphasize in our work is that in our society the tendency is that people live more and more only in the head, and what we feel is that we have the body with our sensations, and we have the emotions, and we have the mind with our thoughts, and these three parts, they are equally important, and they need to be brought in balance and integrated with each other. And that is a very important thing, and we can only function in a happy and satisfied, efficient way if we can bring these things together which make a human being. We are happy to meet many people, and we are always especially happy when we see that something changes in their life. They become more loving to their family members, or they become more conscious about themselves, and that is basically what makes us very happy about the work we are doing, that other people also can gain something which we learn, we can kind of distribute it and pass it on, and we are actually very happy with this work which we are doing. Okay, thank you for asking these interesting questions.